Hello YouTube, I'm going to be changing my lawnmower blades and wanted to show you the process of that on this John Deere 925A. I've seen a lot of guys do this a lot of different ways. Probably the easiest way is with an impact, whether it's battery powered or air powered, but I don't have that, so using what I do have, as you can see right there, I have a piece of square tube off of a boat trailer that I cut up on a previous project. I kind of use that as a cheater to hold the blade in place, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Then I have a 1/2 inch breaker bar with a 24 millimeter deep well socket on it. I don't know if a standard size will fit those nuts, but I do know that the 24 millimeter fits them great, so I actually keep that tool in my trailer, mowing trailer, in case I have to change a blade out on a job. And then a pair of gloves, because I hate busted knuckles, and this is one of those jobs that will definitely do that to you. So to get my mower in the position that it's in, to make it easier to work off of, I just have a ramp propped up here against my door. Got a little C-clamp there just to make sure that it doesn't try to move around on me. More as a safety than anything, because the weight of the mower on the ramp against the building, you know, it's never moved. But I always put that C-clamp there just for safety. But that gets the front of my deck about 2.5 feet off the ground, and that's plenty of space to crawl around under there and do what I need to do. So I'll set my camera up where you can see the process, and we'll get this done. Okay, I'm going to take this piece of pipe and slide it over the end of my blade. And as you can see, it's just a perfect size to fit on there. And there are all kinds of things that it can set up against. And if I turn it like this, if I turn it like that, then there are even more things that it can catch on. It's just a scrap piece of junk, but it has a purpose. So, and I can also use it as a cheater handle if I need to. Okay, that's all I need it for. Once that's broke loose, comes right out. And those blades look pretty good. I'll be able to sharpen those up and use them again. You know, if you took this is square pipe, so it just happens to work. But if you took a piece of round pipe, probably about 2 to 2.5 inches in diameter, and you flatten the end until it's only open about 1 inch or so. You do the exact same thing that this square tube does. Kind of make your own tool. So, but like I said, I have this laying around, so might as well put it to use. Just makes it so easy. Okay, all 3 blades are off. One thing that I do, and it keeps the bolts from seizing up, is that I'll either spray some WD-40 on the bolt before I put it back in, or I'll put a little bit of grease on it. And these, I greased these, put these blades on about 4 or 5 months ago. There's still grease on the threads, so I won't have to do that again. And they actually came out really easy. I don't know that I even needed the cheater pipe, but it doesn't hurt. There is a little bit of debris on there, so I'll go ahead and slap my blades on so I'm not laying in the mess, and then I'll go ahead and scrape that debris off. Now, going back on, these are the gator blades that a couple people recommended that I try for leaf cleanup. So that's what we're putting on. When I tighten these, I don't torque them down. I'm using a breaker bar, but I hold the end of the blade, tighten it good and tight, but you don't want to torque it down too hard because it will make it a booger to get off the next time. And if you're out in the field and you don't have a cheater pipe, you're going to wish you hadn't cranked it down so hard. So okay, that was probably 1/8 of a turn, not even 1/4 of a turn, and it was tight. So here's one. Okay, that's hand tight. So my wrench is crossways with the blade. Yeah, so not quite 1/4 turn, a little less, and that's plenty tight. If you want to get real technical, you could get a torque wrench and set it exactly the right amount of foot-pounds. But I've done this enough times, I know what works on this mower. So anyway, blades are on, let's clean it up. Here's my little 2-inch wide putty knife. This deck, 7-iron deck, it's really not too bad about holding a lot of debris, and I clean it pretty regularly. One more thing, when I change the blades, I usually grease all 3 spindles, and then I go through the rest of the mower and grease all the grease points. I just did that recently, less than 10 hours ago, so I'm not gonna go through and put any more grease in those. They're good, but it's a good time to do that. You know, you're changing blades, you may be sharpening your blades while you're doing this. It's just a good time to go ahead and take care of all the little things that keep these things running good and make them last. So anyway, gator blades are on. It's time to go play.